Bein Sports ekranlarında özel röportaj serimiz devam ediyor. Bugünkü konuğumuz Beşiktaş Emlakjet Başantrenörü Dusan Alimpijevic. Hello Dusan, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, we've been knowing each other for a long time, and everywhere you go and every time we talk, there is something that never changes. Actually, you are always looking for more, and you bring success to everywhere you go.
Thanks God for that.
Well, I would like to start with Brooksbury, very recent game in EuroCup. I was thinking that you might feel a little bit bitter because there was an opportunity lost for the final, which is a stage that you already achieved in your previous seasons. And also, there is a good side. You already are above your expectations, or maybe the club's expectations. How are your feelings about this EuroCup achievement?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, before the season, club didn't ask something like this from us. But you know, when we already made that, when we already came to semi-finals, of course, I was a little bit nervous because of that 3 games series. You know, it was a great opportunity for us after Gran Canaria and the Hapoel game. These 2 games are in many other different ways historical for us and for this club. First of all, for reaching semi-finals for the first time in club history in EuroCup, and after that coming back from -21 against clubs which we already know. Gran Canaria is former champion of EuroCup, Hapoel, with very big expectations, even for EuroLeague expectations in this year. So when we already came to semi-finals, of course, we had our goals. On paper, I think it was even easier than Gran Canaria and Hapoel, and of course, we have reason to be sorry about this semi-final series. As you said, we had our reasons to be like that because you had the opportunity to see how it was in the semi-finals, these different kind of criteria, and you know, I have no problem to talk about this. So it was very obvious what is happening there. I was very I pissed off too much because I saw, what everybody saw. So okay, we are here now, and for sure it will be one big lesson for all of us for the future.
Of course, Matt Mitchell was unfortunately injured, and it was obviously an important player, and also Jonah Matthews got early for a problem, like I think what you mentioned just now in the 3rd game. But my question is in a very bigger, let's say, bigger horizon, in a wider perspective. What could have been done better in the early stages of the EuroCup? Because Beşiktaş Emlakjet finished at 6th and therefore had to play away. Where do you think the areas that your players fell short, or what could have been improved?
Yeah, I mean, we played exactly what we wanted. I mean, even during the season, like you said, we finished on a 6th place. But I just want to remind you on one thing that, for example, in the playoff, you couldn't see some big names, big budgets in this year, like Venezia, for example. You know, it was one of the biggest budgets in both groups in EuroCup. They couldn't reach even playoff. So I'm not sorry about that we finish as a 6th team, because look, we are already in Turkish league, which is one of the strongest and most quality leagues in Europe. As I said many times so far, in my opinion, this is 2nd best league in Europe, and it's very difficult to play. One also very important information for everybody: we play in EuroCup 14 away games. If we include that Russia VTB Super Cup, this is a 15 away games. Because of this situation with the Hapoel, 3 times against them we play away game. Yeah. So, you know, this is just 2 less than EuroLeague teams play away games. all these 15 games, it was without charter flights. And you know, when you have a roster with 5 or 6 foreigners during the season, when you have these 15 away games in Europe competition, and when you play in a very tough league such as the Turkish league, I cannot be more satisfied than this. I really don't have anything to say than, you know, I'm really happy and proud on this team and this season so far. The most proud thing for me is how we brought back our fans.
Yes.
We didn't talk about this. For sure we will have opportunity to talk about this, but I have to tell you, before all these results, I'm the most proud on that. I remember when I played in last 3-4 years in this gym, and I know how it was less crowded than anything we have this year. I remember when I was coming here for to play against Beşiktaş, for Beşiktaş very important games, it was almost empty gym. So this is also one very important thing what we did this year. We made great connection with the fans, and we made full Sinan Erdem 2 times packed, and almost every game here in Akatlar is also sold out. This is something amazing for the first year.
This was a topic that actually I was trying to, you know, arrive, because I think all the way you come to Beşiktaş before giving your decision. I know that there were EuroLeague teams on the table, and but I think you had in your mind that you can unleash that kind of a potential in this club, which has a very big history in basketball, and you are very, very well aware of this potential. Am I correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, even in Serbia, when you talk with the people, they know for 3 clubs. Of course, these 3 biggest names in your country, and everybody knows who is Beşiktaş and what is Beşiktaş as not just a club, like all community. And everybody knows this is club which around, as I know, 20 million fans. You know, I'm coming from the country who has a 7 million population. This club has 20 million fans. This is something really crazy that I cannot even describe to my friends or family in Serbia, how big Beşiktaş is. So, as you said, it was some negotiations before, but as you know, GM Nedim Yücel came to Belgrade. We had very strong conversations immediately about Beşiktaş. We have some goals. You know, I didn't want to wait too much for some other opportunities. I saw that this club has a really big potential for the future, and I like projects not for 1 year. I like projects for many years, like a 2, 3, 4, or even more. So this is what I saw here in this club. This club is with a great organization club, great management here. I have a lot of very good and valuable people here in this club. Not just, I'm not talking only about coaching staff and the players. I have great management, you know, these equipment guys, medical staff. This is, all of them, they are part of every serious club. So if you want to be a serious club, you need this kind of serious people. We have this here. I didn't know that until I came. So first day, when I stepped on the court, I saw how big Beşiktaş is. So this club has future. This club has potential until he has 20 million fans behind him.
Yeah. By the way, we are in the museum room, so all the cups and trophies that the club has won,
especially these ones,
yeah. That's the quadruple trophy season, which is legendary in Beşiktaş history. But you are also on your way to write another chapter in Beşiktaş history, I believe, because there are too many games still to play in the BSL, Türkiye Sigorta Basketball Super League. So you have big games against Fenerbahçe, Efes and Galatasaray, and then playoffs. What are the aspirations? Is Dusan Alimpijevic and Beşiktaş team aspiring for another legendary title, maybe?
Look, if anyone offer us before the season and tell us that you guys, you will be in first 4, I will tell them, like, please don't lie. It's impossible. You know, the team who was fighting for relegation, just a year before, till the last round or in last 2 rounds, I will tell for sure this is not possible. But how time passed after a couple of rounds, we understood and we saw that we can be that surprise for the league in this year. Really, you know, my goal is to finish in these first 4 teams, which we did even like 7 or 8 rounds before. So with first 4, you have home advantage, of course, in playoff series, in quarterfinals. And we already touched 2 semifinals in domestic cup, in EuroCup. We want at least 1 more semifinals, and then when you come to semifinals, everything is possible. Of course, we are aware of that fact that we have 2 biggest clubs, not just in Turkey, one of the biggest in a EuroLeague. I'm talking in terms of budget with the Fener and Efes. And for sure, not just for us, for anyone, it's not easy for anyone in the league to play against these great big teams with the great coaches. So we are aware of that, but as I said, if you don't believe, then what are you doing today here in this gym? Why are you practicing? Why are you playing? So as I said, every time, every day to my players, we have our dreams, and these dreams are not over after EuroCup, and they will not be over for sure after even this league. We have big terms, long-term goals.
Long-term goals, meaning that you are going to stay for the next year. Is that already determined, or?
This is very simple situation about my situation. I mean, I am under the contract for the next year with buyout option. I'm right now in negotiations with the club we started. As I understood, there is no problems from both sides, and we will see how we will finish these negotiations.
Okay, so that's kind of good news for Beşiktaş fans, I believe, for now. But nobody knows what is going to happen next, because you're a hot coach. I mean, everybody's talking about you in the circles, and EuroLeague's market is going to be very hot next year. That is also one thing to say, but I can understand.
But also Beşiktaş is a big club. You know, don't forget that this is also a very important thing, because Beşiktaş is a huge name, and I believe, especially after this season, I mean, of course, the seasons before, but in this season we establish a lot of good and positive things. You know, people start to talk about organization, what we did all together. So it's not a job of one man. As I said, also the whole management with the GM, they made also unbelievable job so far in terms of youth categories, organization, and of course first team, great team manager also. So I'm, as I said many times, I'm really proud also on their part of job, and now Beşiktaş is also a very hot name. I believe that you know, it's a big line for the coaches in Europe for Beşiktaş.
There were some very high moments of the season, like the night, it was the midnight actually in Turkey, you won against Paris, which was the only loss that this team had in EuroCup in entire season so far, in the regular season. So also there was this game in Konya in the Turkish Cup against Fenerbahçe, where you were heavily defeated. Do you think those kind of wins made you believe even stronger, or those kind of defeats kind of brought you together because everybody was disappointed? The turning points of the season, what do you think?
Yeah, but this disappointment is coming with lack of knowledge. What is reality? You know, I never ask for excuses, and I never go out to tell like, hey guys, we lost because of this or that. I mean, this is part of life. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, of course. But I think that we show many times this year what is Beşiktaş, and we show why our fans are coming more and more on our games, because we present character of Beşiktaş, how we are fighting, never give up, and we don't want anybody. We didn't let anybody to make these heavy losses against us. So the thing, and the game against the Fenerbahçe, yeah, it was one very bad day. It was a great game from their side. They prepared very well. They know what they had in Sinanerdem against us when we won against them. It's a new coach, new system, new things. He remind them on that game, and you know, these kind of games are possible. To be honest, and to be very clear with this, it's much more easier to explain this kind of defeats than to explain how you won against Fenerbahce. And this is what, you know, most of the time I'm going out with these things to explain this situation between big budget clubs and the rest of the league. You have in that team one player who is in that moment more expensive than whole budget of Beşiktaş. So two players combined, they are even more than whole budget including organization. So do we have rights to be disappointed? Of course, but do we need to understand also our players sometimes? Absolutely yes. So if you ask me, I like more to lose one time 30-40 than 30 times per 1 point. So, you know, I was, of course, very sad the way how we fought that day, because this is the most disappointing thing for me, because I didn't used to it to give up like this, and my team. That wasn't our character, but, you know, it's happening. Look at just last night. You know, FS beat Red Star 45, which was the biggest loss in history of Red Star, yes, just last night. Yeah. So these kind of games are a normal thing, and these kind of games are happening during the season, you know, ups and downs. This is normal. Also against Paris, I already said what I think about that game. You know, I think that we show also how we can play against Paris when criteria allow us to play tough and on edge of foul. And, you know, basketball in 21st century goes to that direction. They go to a direction of tough contact, of physicality, good defense. This is something which makes difference between teams. And I believe that in the future, who cannot adapt or adjust on that kind of contact, physical basketball, I think they will drop down with their prices, with their market, with their, I believe, with their signings, you know, in the future. So this is what we did in Paris. We played tough, we played physical, and we saw result. Also, they came here and they beat us here at our home. It was also very easy from their side. So 1-1 with the Paris, as I said, I have no problem to repeat that. We know what happened there in Paris, but we don't know what happened in Sinanerdem, what can be in Sinanerdem in front of 17,000 people. I think that even much bigger budgets, teams, and, you know, even better systems. It's not easy to win that game in front of our the most craziest positive atmosphere in Sinanerdem that I saw in my life. But with all due respect for Paris, just one loss in all these games, absolutely they deserve to be where they are right now. And no one is stupid here. We understand from the first round that EuroLeague will be very happy to see Paris as a city, yes, in EuroLeague. Yeah. We have Istanbul already 2 times, Fener and Efes. I'm not stupid, you know. Paris is a very attractive city, one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. So we know. So
let's talk about the player development in Beşiktaş. I mean, you've experienced that before in Bursa, for the Extra Bursaspor back in the name. But you gave a lot to many players. In Beşiktaş also we see the development of Berk Uğurlu, Berkan Durmaz, Yiğit Aslan. I'm talking about the Turkish players. And of course Kerem Konan. So
Don't forget Samet, please.
Which one of them, and Samet, yeah, Samet Yiğitoğlu, sorry, pardon me. Which one of them, or amongst them, impressed you the most with the development and with the potential?
First of all, I have to say that I have an unbelievable group of people here who are ready to work, to change themselves on a better, which is the first step always. I'm telling this in every interview. If players are not ready to change themselves in a positive, I mean, in that better direction, then we don't have nothing to do in that season. I have right now people who trust me, who gave me that opportunity to change them on better. They believe me, and also I'm changing myself every day with these players. I become a better coach with them also. I'm learning from them. So about Berk and the Yiğit, I think they have a great season so far, and I've just enjoyed to work with them and the way how they behave. So we have a lot of question marks from the side when I call for them, that everybody tell me this or that, but I saw that absolutely not true, you know, that they are doing their best here, and I'm very satisfied with them. With Berkan also, I want to say that the three of them, they are already very experienced players, so I cannot say that I developed that much them in direction of serious basketball, because they were already there, you know. Yeah. Berkan played last year with Karşıyaka final of Turkish League. Berk and Yiğit also, in their history, they had also great seasons with all these national team under 20, 18, 16 or something like this. I believe that they had also a very successful season. I think some of them play finals with the Tofaş, maybe even both of them. You will correct me if I'm wrong. So this is what I'm doing with three of them. I'm just, you know, like using all their positive things and trying to improve even for more. Other topic is younger kids, as you said, like
Kerem.
Conan and Samet, for me, both of them. For me, this is not a separate package, you know. This is the future of Turkish basketball, for sure. So this is future of Turkish basketball, and I'm also very proud to be part of that history. Remember this day, what I told you, my friend. You will see in 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you will have very good two big players for your country. They are young, they are very talented, and they are great characters. And I have to steal words from Dusan Ivkovic, what he said a long time ago, and this is something that he teach all of us in Serbia. There is a lot of talented players, he said, but difference between great and these good talented players is work ethic and character. These two young players, I didn't say that other domestic players, they don't have this, but I'm just saying that they are already mature and they already had some seasons behind them. But these two kids, they are talented, they have unbelievable work ethic, and they have great character. So with that work ethic, I mean that they have no problem to finish their practice, to come after the game, after some tough trip at 10, 11, or even around the midnight, but they have no problem to call coaches first next day, tomorrow morning 7 or 8, and to come to work in a gym. We lost that, my friend, so that's why I believe in them so much.
It's been some time that you've been here, and do you think that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done that better, that kind of moment?
Many times in these 4 years I heard this, Dusan, go home. Okay. But, you know, that means that I'm pissing off them with what? Because I'm coming here early in the morning for practice, because I'm dedicated 24/7 to this job. Why to go home? Because I gave opportunity to domestic players. Why to go home? Because I was straight always and telling what I think, and then some people had the problem. Because I was straight when I said that people need to work more to be more stronger and to be more competitive on the beginning of their pre-season camps. But the people who are telling me to go home, they don't know one thing. I have home here in Turkey.
Okay, very nice. I have one more thing that I am really curious about. Well, many people tend to believe this, forget this very easily, but you managed to made it to the EuroCup final with Bursaspor. So in a few years, you did it with Beşiktaş as well, but with a very different style. So Bursaspor was a high-paced, offensive-minded, offensive efficiency, very good, but Beşiktaş, top-level defensive team and relatively low pace. Which is more close to your style? Which is more real Alimpijevic?
Look, I have to say that every coach, he has to adjust. He needs to adjust on a level what he has in that moment. So all of us, if you say, listen, this is me as a coach and I will work, this is my principle, I think everybody can, they can die by their own head. So you have to adjust, you need to change things. And for sure, Dusan Alimpijevic is not the same coach like 6 years ago, like 3 years ago, like 2 years ago, and for sure I'm not the same like this year. So I change myself every month, every year, every season. You have to adjust. For me, everybody knows that I'm much more closer to this defensive type of teams. But also, don't forget that people are coming to see how ball comes, through that circle. No one is coming to see only one good defense, because we didn't see so far that some basketball game finish 0-0 or 1-0. So people are coming to see basket. So modern and future basketball of 21st century is for sure both directions.
Okay, Dusan. I think we came to the end of this interview. There are plenty of topics to talk about, but of course we both have some time limitations, so I don't want to, take you from your training and practice. It's always a pleasure, and I hope you are going to enjoy the rest of the season with, with some bigger horizons, maybe.
So first of all, I want to thank you for calling me. And it was my pleasure, like always, to talk with you. You are the man who knows basketball, who understands basketball, and really it's always pleasure to be your guest.
Thank you. Bein Sports ekranlarında konuğumuz Beşiktaş Emlakjet Başantrenörü Dusan Alimpijevic'ti ve sezonun geride kalan bölümünü konuştuk. Önümüzdeki bölümü konuştuk. Özel röportajlarımız bu ekranlara devam edecek. Ben Uygar Karaca. Hoşça kalın.